When my producer Sean and I sat down to start writing for this album, I had this thought of just that moment when God told the angels what his plan was going to be. I picture just this kind of hangout moment up in heaven and God and the angels, and I picture the angels just kind of talking about just how bad things have gotten down on earth and just what a mess everything has become, and it's like the angels have this, just they know what it's like to be in this perfect relationship with God, and they know what it's like to just have this perfect friendship and this perfect fellowship, and they want that so much for humanity. And so I picture, the angels are just so heartbroken over just the state of the world and just the state of humanity. And so I just had this cool thought of, what was that moment like when, they're sitting around and the angels are just kind of at a loss. They're just like, well, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do to fix this mess? And I almost picture God just kind of, almost silencing them and saying, have an idea. And he looks at him and he says, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down there to earth and I'm going to become one of them. And the angels are just kind of stunned, just thinking, you're going to do what? How are you going to do this? And God starts to tell them, I'm going to go and I'm going to become an embryo. And I'm going to start at the very beginning. And I'm going to be born as a baby. And I'm going to live a life, and I'm going to grow up in a family, and I'm going to know what it's like to be lonely. I'm going to know what it's like to be hungry, to be tired, to be rejected, to be, all these different human emotions that we all deal with, that he's going to become one of us and experience all of that. And then at, 30 years down the road, he's going to lay down his life for all of us, and he's going to bear the weight of his wrath that was meant for us, and he's going to take that on himself. And it's just an amazing thought. And so when we were sitting there starting the writing process for this album, I just picture the night that Jesus was born. It's like there's Joseph and Mary, and they're all alone, and they're in this cave, and they're exhausted, and she's, having a baby, and she's, screaming, and just all this chaos, and Joseph's there and just trying to figure out what he's supposed to do and trying to help her. And there's this moment where if this whole scene were to be videoed and you were to pan the camera up to the heavens, it's like you would see the floor of heaven being peeled back, and you just see like this multitude of angels just like peering over the floor of heaven, wanting to see this moment that God, the God of creation, is about to be born as a tiny human baby. And just the wonder and the awe of that moment just hit me. So this album is really special to me just because it was fun to get to unpack that idea, that big idea, and to get to tell that story in a different way with every single song.